Hey guys, welcome to CoMA Pirate Radio, where we as esoteric pirates slide our boats together, throw the ropes, tie the knots, talk about the maps. And there's a lot of maps, and the map is not the territory, and we can read the map in different ways. Learning the symbols of the map is really helpful, right? To read the map. This is like a map. This Solar Party Paradigm cards I made them on the iPad. Oh, look, there's the tech guy. When to press record. I've got them printed. I have them available for sale on my website, centerofmysticarts.com. That's where CoMA comes from. Center of Mystic Arts. You like that anarchy sign right there? Esoteric pirates. Those of us who are like, screw that. Those of us who want balance. I'm really excited to introduce the CoMA-lution, which I wouldn't have come up with by myself. It definitely took Ben, a good friend of mine, Van Hook. I don't know how to Van Hook. And together we got really excited about the CoMA-lution because we're both extreme environmentalists. We both really love this planet, Earth, and not just for humans. We like the wild spaces. We like the animals. We like the diversity. We like the trees. We like freedom that exists in the wild. We're very similar, and we got really, really excited and came up with the word as for real. So I'm shifting. I'm always shifting. More story time. But Ben and I met through his grandmother, who recently shifted, bless. My brother, who is in a relationship with his grandmother's grandkid. They're cousins. Anyway, family. The point is family. And it was very intense and emotional, and we sang all of Les Miserables together. And he was on the piano, and it was just amazing. And the CoMA-lution came through that. The revolution. But revolution is a strong word. It's got a lot of weight. But I loved how Ben was right on board. He was like, yeah, but it's the planet. Yeah, I know, you're right. And literally, people are starting to understand that the poles are shifting and shit's about to get real. And a lot of us are really wanting to figure things out for ourselves. And there's a lot of maps out there. And I have experienced a lot. I have a lot of stories. I have these Solar Party Paradigm cards that I've been working with that have really helped me reconnect with the archetypes. The archetypes are important to understand because of parts therapy, right? And they're the heavenly bodies. They literally, if we think about Tantra and you think about how interconnected we are with everything, as above, so below, esoteric stuff, look to the stars. The stars are the map. It's all written in the stars. And knowing how to read that map is important. So I'm going to go through the cards, and we're going to, here's the thing about the whole party. You look at the map, and I've even learned how to do the cap cuts where I can put the map right here and everything, but I just don't have that much time because I've got a lot of stuff that I'm doing. So it's just easier for me to just press record and go, right? For the time that I have. I don't have all that prep time. So the prep time is important. But anyway, I can do it on the fly. But the map, I'm looking at the map on my iPad right here, right next to me, right? The map. You see the map? What's going on today and what's going on, like what are the energies that we feel right now? And if you look at the map, you realize that it's a lot. And there's a lot going on. And when I have a lot of prep time to figure it all out, like I can look at the map and I can kind of see it all at once because I can process it really fast with just the symbols. With the help of these cards have helped me. They came to me. They took me up. I ascended. I think all of us that are awakened now know that we can do that. We can leave our bodies in gnosis and talk to these energies, these energy threads, right? I've talked to Uranus. You better believe he wasn't the first I talked to. Actually, Mars was. But yeah, but Uranus was one that I definitely had to have a heart-to-heart with because it's like, what was technology before technology, right? Electrical. What was electrical without electricity? Lightning, I know. Duh. Lightning. The astrologers, what did astrologers look like before technology? A lot of brass, a lot of mobiles, big mobiles that went around and around and around, a lot of alchemy. So anyway, Uranus is a big one to talk to. Now, I have edits on these cards that I'm really excited, but they're not ready yet. I've got to sell more of these before I make the next order, which is going to have the retrograde card. Like, how can I not have a retrograde card? Like, it was like for real. And the moon. I need a new moon card and a full moon card. But the retrograde card has finally come to me through all these retrogrades. And I was reading another friend's chart that had a lot of retrogrades. I was like, oh my God, half of the planet was in retrograde. So I don't have the card designed yet, but it's in my mind. And I'm going to put it on the iPad soon. At the solar party paradigm, retrograde, be kind, rewind. There's a lot of weight to that. Listen to it backwards. Right? There's a lot to that. And have fun with it backwards. Like, play it backwards. Watch them walk backwards. And instead of being like, oh, it's Satan's gonna come through, whatever, look for the messages with it backwards. Be kind. Rewind. So here on this map, we see, the nodes have been in retrograde for a while now. Nobody even talks about the doors, the north node and the south node. I guess I'm going to have to pull the cards out because that's what I'm going to talk about. Or the first thing anyway. Here we go, right here. So, and yeah, I mean, it's easier to read if I have the little app that blings it here, but also at the same time, I mean, I guess it's just as easy to do this or this. This is maybe easier, okay? The front door, where am I looking? The front door. In retrograde, the front door is going backwards. Oh, I know what that. I've been to a party where the damn door, the front door to my house, because, you know, I never got that drunk in public. It made me too nervous. But at home, I did. And it wasn't just alcohol. It was a lot of other things. But the door just kept getting further and further away. And I was walking back from the big fire pit because, you know, I'm always a country girl. So we had big fires out, you know, on the other side of the field, trying to get back home, and the door is going backwards. The back door. And this is generally where, I mean, when you live out in the country, the back door doesn't have as much secrecy as the front door when you're in a city. It's very different when you have a privacy fence and when you decorate for your neighbors is very different. In the country, as a country girl, you have one porch, and it's usually the front porch. And yeah, it's like you use the same door to go in and out, and there's no privacy fence, right? It's just the woods are your privacy fence. So we also have Saturn and Neptune still in conjunction. Oh, they're like 1% and 2%. They're at 1 and 2. Why don't people talk about the numbers? I don't talk about the numbers because I'm like, it's 1 and 2. Like, duh. And then people think I'm stupid because I don't have any more words for it. And I'm looking at them like, you don't feel like you feel it. Like, do you feel it? That it's 1 and 2? That it's the singular? And who's 2? Neptune. So we've got, he is 2. Neptune, because he's the bartender. Pisces, it's a water sign, kind of more androgynous than masculine. But Aries, they're both in a very masculine, fiery sign. So the party planner, Saturn, and Neptune, the bartender. And the reason why it's to paint the picture you remember. And these cards are like flashcards. So it's easy to get to know these and put everything in your head. That's what code is all about. Like, why put it in code? So that you can fit more in a smaller space? That's what it's always meant to me. You zip the file up, right? So that you can send more information. And these guys, as fiery, red-headed, let me find the Aries card. In your face. I have to read it backwards. I'm reading it backwards. And the other edit that I'm going to have is I've been using like the pronoun with the capital SH, so it's she, he. But I'm changing it to they, them. It reads better. There's a few little edits that I'm going to do that's going to make these original cards, more valuable because they're the original cards. And I have the ones that I did by hand as well. I have those too. So, okay. let's get back to the bartender and the party planner. In retrograde, they are going backwards. And there's a lot of astrologers are talking about it, and there's a lot of words that we can do, but we can also just paint a picture, which has always been better for me. You know, I do like reading. I do like jamming a lot of information in my head, in my brain, but I found that I feel it. And when I just have a picture without words, I can feel it in my body. I know. It's, it's whatever. So I see this bartender serving up, he's always wiping down a glass. Interesting. Glass is melted sand. It's alchemized sand, minerals turned into liquid to then recool to make glass, the glass blowers. He's always cleaning a glass, the bartender, serving the drinks to get everybody at the party on the same page, but he's going backwards. Maybe he's out of that drink, out of this drink. Oh, some people could be a little frustrated. The party planner is also kind of going backwards. Maybe she's tearing down the wallpaper because she's going to put up different wallpaper. And I say she, which of course they, them. Personally, well, because when you meet them for you, they're going to either be androgynous or masculine or feminine, right? And I do see them as both, but most of the time, because my bartender is in Sagittarius, it's a very masculine, fiery. So when I talk about the bartender, for me, the one that I meet all the time is a he, I mean, he's a skinny boy. He's kind of, got feminine characteristics. But in Saturn, when I talked to Saturn and met Saturn, when it was a he, I rejected him. Totally. No, that ain't going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. You're going to have to come at me a little bit differently than that, Mr. Saturn. And when she came back to me as a feminine, I was able to receive her much better. Because then all of these restrictions and the boundaries and the, boundaries, the discipline, the structure, it wasn't hard. Instead of masculine hard, which can be like, get the fuck away from me. Feminine hard is like that grandma. Grandma came through Saturn and pointed her bony finger at me and said, girl, you gotta bring her back. You gotta bring her back. Make everybody see her as a girl. She has changed genders. She's a girl. She wears a skirt. A skirt that's the rings, the skirt, the boundaries. And right now, the planet, she's only wearing 3% of clothes. Everything else is shaved, bare, for the world to see. Concrete, smothered, chained. We got to work. That's what the CoMA is all about. We got to work with that 3%. Those of us, because the Aries is popping up. Look at those numbers. I mean, see, I don't even know what they're called. Symbols. There's symbols and numbers. Sometimes it doesn't take words. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Oh, but their attention span, and I get so frustrated with YouTube. You know, and only having like 5 people watch my videos, but I'm not doing it for the views. My God, look at that. In retrograde, look at the stars. I am doing magic through Uranus, through this device, to the planets, the zodiac signs. You want to introduce yourself to the zodiac signs at the Solar Party Paradigm? We've got them all. Oh, look, here's Aquarius. And guess what? Pluto's in Aquarius right now. He's very controversial. Is he in retrograde? Oh, he's in retrograde too. Oh my God. The rebellious one, rebellion. He ain't holding that water. He's air. Uranus. There's Uranus. And there's Saturn. I've got all the signs, and there's air. I've got all the signs and all the words, as few words as possible, because again, you can remember them a little bit easier. This is like the rebellion one, the one in the rainbows, because the air and the water create a rainbow, and the rainbow is the spectrum, and the spectrum is the vibration, and the vibration is the all, and the light, and the frequency, and the vibration. And Pluto is the god of the underworld going backwards in rainbows. And feel that. These are all my kids, my girls. Oh my God, just looking at the background. Anyway, I just noticed her hair. The doll. I don't even like that doll. I know, I'm more of a big brother. Like, get your doll out of my room, like, for real. I like Conway, the cow, and I like the animals. I was always into stuffed animals. There's a little bitty dragon right there that I really like. He's hard, though. He's not soft. And anyway, my kid, there's another little cow right there. There's a bunny right there. And there's a baby. Okay. See, I'm not even talking about astrology anymore. Except that is Taurus. The baby is a realistic baby doll that my daughter cried. She cried over it before I actually broke down and ordered it for her, because it's kind of creepy. It looks too real. I'm like, people are going to stop us in public and think that you're carrying a baby. What if you drop that thing in public? Speaking of God of the underworld in retrograde, I do not want to be around when somebody thinks, what if she dropped it down the stairs? Oh, God, no. Anyway, all right, Aquarius, showing your rainbows. Showing the color of the rainbows. I was just looking at that, pointing down, and it made me think of Sagittarius. Focus. Focus is 24 minutes. You know what? So, these cards, Solar Party Paradigm, you can check out my website, centerofmysticarts.com. Type it in. The center is you. You are the center. That's why the sun sign is such a big thing. The sun is the hero. I gotta show the sun sign. I can't find it. The sun is hiding right now. It's right here. the birthday kid. Happy birthday, Leo. I didn't keep track of astrology the way that I do now with these cards. It wasn't as easy. And it's not that I always like it to be easy, but I also know about conservation of, well, energy is a resource, right? Resources and energy. And where you put your energy is really important. So the hero of the day really are these cards that have helped me. And I'm like, dude, if I don't even sell any of them, they have helped me so much that it's worth that I made them, right? And I'm excited about all the new cards, the retrograde card. Be kind, press rewind. Why don't you watch this whole video backwards and see what kind of messages you receive, the light language. So, yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Check out the Patreon account. All the links are on the website, centerofmysticarts.com. It's the funnel, and then you can find all the other things through the funnel. So join the CoMAlution, to save the world. If you have a savior complex and you actually like it because you're not going to let anybody else tell you that it's a bad thing, you've got a savior complex. Well, you know what? I want to save the world. Maybe I do. But it's not for you. No, I'm joking. It's for the animals. It's for the owls, the cow. There's a horse back there. There's a dragon. There's a little witch cat. There's bears. And babies, the children. I do like the kids. I do. And with scientifically what's going on with the world and the poles literally going freaking crazy because the balance, that's when I look at people like balance is needed for equilibrium. Obviously, if we have 3% wild and all of the wild animals are dying and everything is a city with 6-lane highways and for real, all of the rivers have cities and boardwalks and not even boardwalks, but we're talking river walks of cement that go down to the water, and there's no way for bears to walk to the river and get water anymore. And even if they did, it's fucking poisoned anyway. That is not balance. It's not. And obviously the poles are going to shift because of balance. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, in my mind, but people also don't really like it when I look at them like they're stupid. And I'm just at the point now where I couldn't give a rat's ass anymore. So yeah, it's about the planet. And if my cringiness and oh my God, bad publicity is good publicity gets me heard, then so be it. I will run through the streets naked. I don't even have a shirt on. I'll do it naked to show that our Mother Earth needs more than 3% to be balanced. So whether you're traveling physically or mentally, may it be in love and light and shadow. And don't forget your magic bag. And something that came through as far as traveling mentally, remember the pyramids, and that we can travel without our bodies. It is possible. If you're watching this, you know, I mean, but if you're new to the channel, it's important to not feel trapped. Even if you're in like a 1-bedroom apartment, like that, I actually think of it as, turn it into a pyramid, okay? All of these apartments that you have to walk down these halls and all like vocal tone through the hallways, turn it into a pyramid. Talk to the water. You can travel through. I mean, Aquarius, that's what this energy, who else is here? Oh, yeah, I'm a Scorpio rising. But anyway, thank you so much. Don't forget that magic bag. It's really important. And check us out on all the other stuff. Ciao.